right? I'm gonna do a chapter review for Black Clover chapter 348, titled Determined. So we picked up right where we left off on the previous chapter. Asa protecting Ishika from the boogeyman spell. And we see Sister Lily is surprised that Asa is alive, saying, Asa, why are you here? Before I head on to the next page, that's I don't know, that's like quite the mystery. Because if Sister Lily wasn't the cause of it, then it kind of is pretty weird how Asa was transported to the land of sun. It's almost like somehow, some way, uh, fate had thought of a way to bring him here. I don't know who was it or how they did it, but I feel like maybe Ryu had a hand in this. But either way, on the next page, we have Asa conversing with his brother Lee, saying that it's some kind of transformation, an enemy spell. But the looks of it, it's one of Ishika relatives. It basically showing her an illusion. Asa um, Also telling Lee, saying that's what he figured, because then he says there's no way anybody could corner Ishika in a fair fight. And I totally agree, because Ishika really is a good fighter. She's just only lost this fight, mentality wise, just because of the fact that a huge bombshell was dropped on her about her past. And then we get Yurilu um, commenting in, saying human hearts are weak. That goes for your skills too, doesn't it? She's shaking in her shoes. She can't fight properly. I heard she was one of the strongest, this land's strongest, and yet she was pathetic. Even watching that was painful. And we see, Ishika just has nothing to say because, she know exactly, um, she know exactly what he's saying was kind of true about, how she dealt with the situation of the illusion. But like we said, if it was a fair fight, Ishika would not have lost. She would have stood her ground. And then Yurilu saying all humans fear something, even you. And then the boogeyman then transferred into Asa's insecurity, or his biggest fear, which is him being weak and him not having enough excuse me, him not having enough conviction to become the Wizard King. And then Yurilu continues saying, "You're scared of yourself. What's with you? I'll set you free. Die and accept Master Lucius' protection." And then Asa then started talking to himself, saying that I didn't see it. I was being careful not to. What I'm scared of is my own weak self. And then we have the boogeyman keep making comments in Asa's form, saying I don't have the kind of talent does, and all that stuff. But before the boogeyman can even get out more witty comments, it gets sliced in half by Asa's Zetan attack, completely destroying the boogeyman and splitting it in half. And this also completely confirms that Asa just killed his own weakness, or killed his quote unquote his old self, which is I thought that was pretty cool and fun way how Tabata did it. You know how you like kill your weakness or kill your old self. Yeah, Asa then says I just got back from slashing out my own weakness and whatnot. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the other cool thing about this chapter was Asa like telling himself about what he has to do to become the best. But before that, we have I think his name is Sugimoto. Sugimoto then arriving, saying, "Hey, little lady, while that idiot was training with us, he actually found it. What he was missing his own answer." And then Ishika, realized that Sugimoto is there, or Musho Gatake. And then this is the part I like, where also was talking to himself about how he had to become the best, saying that he doesn't have any talent, but that's why he must get stronger. He had to work hard to make it happen, study, gain experience, do more than the geniuses who already have what it takes. Since he doesn't have talent, he don't have time to hesitate. He don't have time to be afraid. He just got to get stronger so he can win, so he can protect, and so he can save. He then says if he loses somebody, he should got to get stronger than that guy, then never lose to them again and keep getting stronger. That's the kind of Wizard King that he wants to be determined to become the strongest. And I kind of like that because it kind of does make sense because like in terms of like giftedness, like Asa really isn't gifted like in terms of like magic, but like in talent, he kind of really doesn't have like crazy talent, but he has like talent to like pick up on things. Um, whatchamacallit, just like this is kind of relevant, but just like that last episode of that recent episode of Blue Lock, where Naruhaya told Isagi that he has the he's a genius of adaptability. That's kind of what Asa is, cause like anything you tell Asa, Asa can pick it up pretty quickly. Like he first learned Ki in the cave. Yami just told him basically how to do it, and Asa pick it up. But then again, Asa was kind of already using it beforehand when he was using his hearing to listen to where Valtos was at back in the Raid Kingdom, and then also with the with the Black Asa form, how the second time he tried to go into it, he actually took some time to figure out what to do, and when he used his key to figure out the dark anti magic within him, he was able to unleash it. Like I want to say I also have like like talent. I should say he has a knack of picking up stuff, and he has a of understanding how like the concept work. Like he has a great understanding how key works. It took him time to understand how anti magic work and whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool. And like in terms of like what should I call like before Asa even had had a sword, he was already doing hard work by building up his muscles. So that really doesn't take talent to build up muscles. So so that's one thing. Asa doesn't have talent, like he doesn't have already like diesel muscles, right? But like I don't know, because I've been seeing people on Twitter saying that it's kind of contradicting how he say he does have talent, but then he can do all these crazy things, you know, like in an instant and pick them up. But I just think that Asa just like I said, he's just great at adapting or learning the concept of things. But I think if it also means he's not talented, I think it means like he's just not like as gifted as other people in terms of like magic and like other stuff. But yeah, that was just a little tangent. But either way, I like that page, and I want to say my favorite panel of this chapter was also like just a panel of Asa face in front view with his showing off his face with the Delva Union and whatnot, and with the Star Peoples. I thought that was a really cool shot. And then we have Urulu. I guess getting scared because then in the chapter it says in that moment, recognizing a tough enemy, the beast roused his fighting instincts. And then we see Urulu use another different spell from Beast Magic, saying Holy Hunting, where he's just dashing around the area. Basically dashing surrounding Asta. And then him saying a human can never be a match for a paladin, let alone Master Lucius. And we see Asta readies his blade, takes a deep breath, and then Asta saying I trained with the Ryusen 7. At this point I can see it. And then we see Yurulu saying if this attack hits you, you'll die instantly. And then we see Asta soon as Yurulu was about to attack Asta instantly sees Yurulu, and then he counter by using a Zetsun slash and completely slicing Yurulu from his hand up to his shoulder. We see Ishika surprised by the way Asa had faced off Yurulu. And we see Yurulu completely passed out on the ground. And then Ishika and Sugimoto then talk to each other, saying that enemies Yoryuku changed, no, reverted. I bet he only slashed the magic of the paladin or whatever that thing was. That idiot was just overthinking it. It doesn't matter how incredible the spell is. All he has to do is spot the moment it's cast. After all, anti-magic erase magic. His anti-magic Zetan lets him move after his opponent tipped their hand and win no matter what. It's the ultimate counter strike. And then, also then looking towards Lily and saying, Sister, I'll save you now. And that's pretty much it for the chapter. To me personally, I think it was a good chapter. I like also a little speech about his himself, about his conviction and whatnot. Um, uh, I saw um, some people saying how quick it was to him to defeat one of the paladins. Um, I would agree it was quick, But to me, I think it also makes sense because you know, it's anti magic. You know, if Asa gets a hang of anti magic and with Zenton, you know, that's a pretty nasty combination to ruin up any magic user day. So you know, it kind of makes sense how Asa was able to completely one tap Yurilu, basically because his anti magic had from what it seems, what it says in the chapter, it seems had disappeared the paladin's magic and returned him to normal. That's pretty cool. I can't wait for the next chapter to see if they're actually gonna face off, if him and Sicily gonna face off, or Sicily gonna retreat with Heath and just lead the dragon to deal with the land of sun. But either way, I can't wait for the next chapter. I thought this chapter was good. I gave it like a 8 out of 10. I should wait for more pages, but that's pretty much it. Right? I'm gonna do a chapter review for Black Clover.